Hey, thanks for joining me for a little Bible trek. This is Reiko, and we're going to read through Matthew. This is a verse from Matthew chapter 1. This is a really short video, I think, so thanks for sticking in and having a little encouragement for your day. An angel spoke to Joseph and said, "Joseph, son of David, don't fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. "Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel," which means God with us. Wow, so much there. I just want to point out, though, that one thing is, Joseph, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because the being in her, this little human, is actually from the Holy Spirit. But I want to point out here that he's speaking to Mary, who, at this point, pregnant woman in Palestine in the first century, is going to be an outcast for being pregnant apart from her husband. And it's interesting that God used what could be a scandal to bring salvation to the world. And if you look at earlier in this chapter, he's done that through many women that we could say, well, that scandalizes my lineage. And he points out the people in the lineage. It's not just the men that he lists, 42 different men that Jesus is descended from, but he also lists Tamar. You can read about her in Genesis. Rahab, the Jericho whole story. She ran a not so upright house, but God used her. Ruth, who was an outsider, the wife of Uriah. I mean, that's put it nicely. Bathsheba, whom David stole and slept with. And then we get to Mary, another one who would be, in any other terms, an outcast. But God is using those women in Jesus' lineage, and of course uses Mary, who would have been an outcast. But thanks be to God for Joseph, for listening to the angel, for not being afraid. And thanks be to God so much for sending Jesus, who is our Emmanuel, God with us. All right, hope that encourages you. Have a good day. And I want to remind you with something that Dr. Okamoto, the famous Dr. Okamoto,